And so what we have to do is we have to make sure that you get the opportunity. That's why I'm going to eliminate a lot of your student debt if you, in fact, if you come from a family less than 125 grand and you went to a public university. I'm going to make sure that everybody in this generation gets $10,000 knocked off of their student debt as we try to get out of this god-awful pandemic. In addition to that, as you know, I think that everything from community college straight through to doubling Pell Grants to making sure that we have access, free education for anyone making under $125,000 for 4 years of college.
1 year later.
The Biden administration considering extending that student loan payment pause? I know there's, if not, besides legislation that probably won't pass, what are some of the options that can help these people?
You're talking about the student loan payment pass that expires in February, just for clarity. So in the coming weeks, we will release more details about our plans and will engage directly with federal student loan borrowers to ensure they have the resources they need and are in the appropriate repayment plan. We're still assessing the impact of the Omicron variant, but a smooth transition back into repayment is a high priority for the administration. The Department of Education is already communicating with borrowers to help them to prepare for return to repayment on February 1st and has secured contract extensions with loan servicers.
Got him! Got him! I am a monument! I am a monument!
That's in the back, you're not pushing, you got people outside.
Boy, oh boy, the progressives got played again. They got played once again as lying Biden, right? Lying Biden is in fact, it seems like he's not going to forgive student loan debt. In fact, he's actually prepared to restart student loan payments that have been paused since the pandemic began. And it looks like you're going to have to start paying back your debts to the government come February. And I'm telling you, bro, liberals and progressives are pissed, right? They're pissed because this was one of Biden's key signature campaign promises. One of his key signature campaign promises that he is just flat out being like, nah, I'm not going to do it. Even though the progressives swear up and down that he doesn't even need to go through Congress to do it. He can just do it with a stroke of a pen.
A lot of people are really going to get squeezed. You know, we've seen some of the polling data on it, and the overwhelming majority of people who have student loan debt say they are not ready to go back to making student loan payments. We also should be thinking about what the impact's going to be on our economy overall. Those student loan payments start again. That's going to take about $85 billion out of our economy. And always keep in mind, that's money that's getting spent in local stores. That's money that moves through this economy and has been a part of the recovery as we've tried to come out of COVID. So for me, we need these things to go together. Pause student loan repayments and get student loan debt canceled. President could cancel $50,000 of student loan debt. Could do it tonight, President Biden. All you got to do, pull out a piece of paper and a pen and get it done.
Boy, it is hilarious how bad the progressives got played with this, okay? It's so hilarious, right? Because, listen, here's the thing. The government always comes to collect, okay? They always come to collect. The government is never going to not come and collect on their debts, right? Unless some fraud was taking place or something like that, right? Something crazy. But that's not the case with a lot of these student loans because the government want their paper. They want their money, right? They're the largest cartel on earth, okay? And the cartel is going to get their money, right? So, I mean, it is what it is. People should have never bought into the BS in the first place. People should have known when Biden basically did an about face on the $2,000 stimulus checks, right? And instead was like, oh, Trump gave you $600, I'm gonna give you $1,400. That's $2,000, right? And when he did that, you should have known what the Democrats was about. But hey, man, this is what you get, right? No more mean tweets, right? No more mean tweets at the very least. But tell me, what did Biden promise you that you actually are getting? Because to me, it seems like all we're getting is inflation, supply chain crisis, border crisis, crime. It seems like progressives is getting everything except what Biden actually promised. And this is why I just can't vote Democrat. And the reason why, part of the reason why is because they always break their promises. They're always selling you these huge hopes and dreams that the federal government is to come and save you from your bad decisions and your bad choices. And that's never how it works. It will never work that way, right? People can say what they want about the GOP, but one thing I will say about the GOP is that they do execute on their promises when it comes to taxes, right? When it comes to lowering taxes, right? They're going to go out there, they're going to lower them taxes, okay? And I appreciate them lowering my taxes, okay? Because I want to keep more of my own money, and you should too, right? So that's why I have no issues voting for them, because they at least execute on that. And they're not reliable for anything else, but hey, at least they're reliable for something, right? For something. Democrats aren't reliable for anything, right? Nothing. So, hey, it is what it is. Maybe one day the progressives will stop getting finessed, hoodwinked, led astray, run amok by the Democrats, okay? Maybe one day they'll learn. The Biden administration announced that the pause in student loan payments over the pandemic will end, and many liberal voters lashed out angrily at Democrats. Student loan payments will begin again on February 1st, 2022. White House Press Secretary Jen Psaki confirmed Friday that the Biden administration would not seek to extend the pause on student loan payment. Quote, a smooth transition back into repayment is a high priority for the administration, said Psaki. The Department of Education is already communicating with borrowers to help them to prepare for return to repayment on February 1st and has secured contract extensions with loan servicers. Okay, so part of the reason why Biden's not doing it is because of inflation, right? And he wants people to basically stop spending money. Okay, he's trying to take some money out of the economy by restarting student loan payments. Okay, which basically it goes along with what Elizabeth Warren was saying. But what Elizabeth Warren doesn't realize is that one of the reasons why we're having inflation is, again, according to Democrats, we got high demand, right? So it would make sense for people at this point to take some money out of the economy in order to try to cool down on inflation. And that's part of the reason why he's starting it back up. Psaki said that the pause had benefited about 41 million Americans who had outstanding student loans. Many took to social media, including some progressive politicians, to bash the administration over the announcement. Biden ran on a promise of student loan relief, paving a way to help millions of people. Now, student loan payments are set to begin on February 1st. Broken promises will lead to a loss in elections in 2022 and 2024. Biden, we voted for you to follow through on your promises, replied self-described drag artist Marty Cummings. Quote, a note to Democrats who blame progressives after losing an election, forcing millions to start paying student loans again and cutting off the child tax credit at the start of an election year is not a winning strategy. We're warning you now, don't point fingers in November, responded far-left Representative Cori Bush. I mean, that's exactly what they're going to do. They're going to blame y'all. And see, it's y'all fault because y'all dummies keep voting for him, right? She's a politician, but I'm just saying the people that are not politicians, y'all keep voting for him. So, of course, he's going to point the fingers at you because it is your fault because you keep voting for this. Quote, people need relief and they need it now. Pass the Build Back Better Act and cancel student loan debt, demanded Representative Jamila Jayapal. Speaking of the Build Back Better Act, Biden even took free community college out of there, right? Took free community college out, and free community college would have been a small part of that bill. It would have been like, I believe like $45 billion over 5 years or something like that out of a $1.92 trillion bill, right? Get these people, they're telling you, they simply don't give a damn, okay? They're going to break all their promises. That's just what it is. This will be bad, claimed Michaela Wilkes, a progressive candidate for Congress. The more and more emails I get about student loan payments starting back, the more and more I regret voting for Biden line ass, said one critic. Among those upset about student loan repayment was Chasten Buttigieg, the same-sex husband of Transportation Secretary Pete Buttigieg, who mocked the message he received about his own student loan. Biden had promised to push student loan forgiveness for up to $10,000 for each borrower, but progressives have both called for forgiveness up to $50,000 and for complete loan forgiveness altogether. Critics of the progressive campaign to forgive student loans have pointed out that many of the beneficiaries of such program would be high-wage earners, and a program without caps will actually be a handout for some of the wealthiest in America. This is true. This is absolutely true. Of course, it's a handout for the wealthiest in America. But there are people who, unfortunately, don't want to pay their student loan debts and don't think they should pay their debt back to the government. Okay, they just want a free handout, and that's just not how the world works. That's not how the world works, right? I mean, you was it's silly to believe that Biden actually was going to forgive student loan debt. I mean, guys, consider this. This man's approval rating is in the absolute tank. Okay, it's in the tank. And he's still not doing it. You would think that this is something that he could do to potentially save the Democrats come 2022 in the midterm elections, because they need something to rally progressives around, okay, to get them out to vote. That's the key for them to win. And this right here would be it. Not only is he refusing to cancel all student debt, dude is just not even canceling like $1,000, $2,000, $10,000, $20,000. He's not canceling any of that. He's not doing any of that. You ain't getting no relief unless you were legitimately scammed, okay? Either by one of these for-profit institutions or by a loan service provider or something like that. That's the only way you're getting any relief from the Biden administration when it comes to student loan debt. Everybody else, you got to pay up. You got to pay up. But again, this is the Democrats. Promises made, promises broken. Okay? They're selling you a pipe dream. They will never execute on these big ideas. They never do. Right? They never do. But again, these young folks, man, they buy into it because, again, they believe that the government is some type of deity that can solve all their problems in life, and that's just simply not true. This is why I would rather vote to keep my own money than to give the government the money in the first place. Okay? That's why I would rather vote for that. But hey, I'm pretty sure this won't stop them from continuing to vote Democrat because, you know, the Republicans/conservatives are racist. But let me know what you guys think. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Most importantly, share a Black conservative perspective. Peace.